Okay, so I'll just read it to you.
Wait, why are we on video?
Because I just have to do it for my class here. So I did my math lesson, and this one's my reading one. The Little Engine That Could and the Big Chase. The little blue engine worked in the train yard on the other side of the mountain. She was very happy there because she had many friends who came to visit her. Whenever the dolls came, they would polish her brass bell until it shone like gold. And whenever the monkey, the baby elephant, the teddy bears, and the giraffes came, they would give the little blue engine a bath so that she would always look her best. Now remember, we're looking for theme while we're reading this. First, the baby elephant would spray the little blue engine with water from his trunk. Then the teddy bears would rub the little blue engine dry, and the giraffes would dry all the parts that the teddy bears couldn't reach. The monkey would scrub all the ticklish spots like inside the little blue engine smokestack. Soon that little engine would be a bright blue as the sky on a sunny summer day. The little blue engine loved her friends, and her friends loved her, but her very best friend was the little toy clown. It would...
Make us go.
Yes. The little blue engine loved her friends, and her friends loved her, but her very best friend was the little toy clown. It would not matter if it was snowing or raining or sleeting. The toy clown would always say, "It would not matter if there was a hurricane or a flood up to my eyeballs. I would be here every day." And so he was. Every day the clown would walk across the train yard until he reached the little blue engine. Then he would climb up and settle down behind her smokestack. Sometimes the clown would tell the little blue engine a joke that would make her laugh. Chickadee chicgle, chickadee chig. Sometimes he would read her a story. But on most days, they would just talk. They would talk about faraway train tracks that led to faraway places and about the adventures they would have getting there. The little clown and the little engine had big dreams. One day the clown decided to do something new to make the little blue engine laugh. Instead of walking to the train yard as he usually did, he hopped from the top of one engine to the next, slowly making his way toward his friend. "Look at me," he called, as he did a handstand on the top of a shiny silver engine. Then he somersaulted onto a small yellow engine. From there he did a backflip onto a big strong engine. The little blue engine laughed and laughed. But as the toy clown stood on the big strong engine, waving at his friend, the big strong engine suddenly pulled out of the train yard. "Stop!" cried the little clown. But the big strong engine, with all his huffing and puffing and chugging and chewing, did not hear him. "Hang on!" the little blue engine called to her friend. "I'll get help!" The big strong engine was so strong and so fast, he was soon out of the train yard with his cargo behind him, and a little toy clown riding on top of him. The little blue engine had to do something, and she had to do it fast. Toot toot. She sounded her whistle. Clingety cling, she rang her bell. In the city, all her friends heard the familiar sound of the bell. "That's the little blue engine," the doll said, "and it sounds like something is wrong." The teddy bear said to the giraffes, "We had better see what's the matter," the baby elephant said to the monkey. So they all hurried to the train yard. When they arrived, the little blue engine told them what had happened. "We have to catch that big engine," she said. The yellow engine overheard her. "Choo choo, hoo ha," he snorted. "That big engine is the strongest and fastest engine in the yard. He is traveling far into the country to deliver seeds and tools to the farmer. The likes of you can never catch the likes of him." But the little blue engine was going to try, and off she went, chickadee-ching, with all her friends on board. They started off slowly, and then the little blue engine tried to go faster. "I think I can, I think I can, I think I can," she said as she sped along the tracks. Up ahead was a long, dark tunnel. Whistle it, thank you. The giraffes bent their heads low. The dolls and the baby elephant shut their eyes tight. But the little blue engine did not have time to be afraid. She had to catch that engine and save her friend. "I think I can, I think I can," she said as she raced through that long, dark tunnel. On the other side of the tunnel were tracks leading in two different directions. Beside the tracks sat an old caboose. "Oh, caboose," said the little blue engine, "can you tell me which way the strong blue engine went? I have to catch him." "He went that way," said the old caboose, "but he was going very fast, and there's bad weather ahead. You'll never catch him." But the little blue engine was going to try, and off she went again, puffing and puffing as fast as she could. The old caboose was right about the weather. The wind began to blow, and the rain began to fall hard and fast. "Be careful," cried the dolls, or your wheels will jump off the tracks." But the little blue engine could only think about the toy clown. It would not matter if there was a hurricane or a flood up to my eyeballs, the clown said. I would be there every day. So on the road, the brave little engine, "I think I can, I think I can, I think I can," she said as the rain splashed all around her. The giraffes with their long necks were keeping watch. Soon they let out a cheer. "The big strong engine is just ahead of us," they cried. The little blue engine went faster and faster until she was riding right next to the big strong engine, and there on the top she could see a very wet and tired clown. All the other toys were ready with their rescue plan. The elephant gave everyone a boost. The monkey hung onto a teddy bear, who hung onto a doll, who hung onto a giraffe's neck. "Grab my tail," the monkey called to the clown, and together they pulled the toy clown down onto the little blue engine. "Hooray, we did it!" they all cheered as the tired little blue engine came to a stop. "You got here just in time," said the clown. "I don't think I could hold on much longer." They waited until the skies were clear, then very slowly they headed back to the city on the other side of the mountain. As she puffed steadily along the track, the little blue engine smiled and seemed to say, "I thought I could, I thought I could, I thought I could." And the toy clown answered, "I knew you would, I knew you would, I knew you would." Do the whole lesson. I just want to make sure it was getting this down. Okay, so this was the little engine that could in the big chase. Now we're going to make a bubble map on theme. So I'll add the first bubble. I think the theme of this book was be a good friend. And off of this bubble,
That is a theme.
that is a
This
thing.
is a theme.
What do you think the theme is?
I gotta do it.
Yeah, don't do it off of this bubble. This is where I'm going to put the evidence from the book, so draw off of the main one.
Friendship.
Oh, that's right. That's a good idea. So that would just be a one-word theme. A theme can be more than one word too. Okay, so now we have to find evidence. So I think that I'm going to look through the book to find where the evidence was that said this. So I think it's on this page right here. She says, "Hang on."
What grade did you make on that other one?
I haven't turned it in yet. It says, "Hang on, I'll get help." So that would be the textual support that says, "Be a good friend." So where do you think friendship is in this book?
The clown said he would always be there.
Oh, good one.
Oh, gosh. Oh, do you have any more mechanical pencils?
No, but I'll bring you some next time. Okay. Do you think there's any other themes in this book?
Too big.
Hmm?
I was gonna say caring and sharing.
Carrie and sharing. I don't think there's a lot of sharing. Well, let's see. I'll read you a thing.
Well.
What about this part right here? Oh, you found it?
Baby.
Okay. What about, I'll read you a line, and then this is the textual support. You tell me what you think the theme would be. It says, when they arrived, the little blue engine told them what had happened. "We have to catch that big engine," she said. The small yellow engine overheard her. "Choo-choo, ha-ha," he snorted. "That big engine is the strongest and fastest engine in the yard. He is traveling far into the country to deliver seeds and tools to the farmer. The likes of you could never catch the likes of him." But the little blue engine was going to try. So what would be a word to describe that? People are telling her she should give up, but she's going to keep persevering. What kind of theme would be that? So how will we say that in the terms of a theme?
She is determined because no matter what everybody else says, she keeps trying.
And she's not going to give up. So we could say our theme might be don't give up. Okay?
If ever Mark. Do you have any other markers?
No, this is the only one I brought up here. Okay, so we'll circle this one, and it's going off of this bubble, and this is going off of here. Okay, and then it's okay. And then our textual support is right here, so just write all of that. This whole paragraph. I'm just kidding, you don't have to write it all. You could just put that it's page 12. Okay, so here's we got some ideas of what the theme of the book could be. They could all be right. What do you think the main theme of the book is? If you had to pick one, which one would you pick?
Friendship.
Friendship, that's what I think too. I think the first book, the very first Little Engine That Could book, was about determination and never giving up. But I think this one really focused more on friendship. Okay.
I need that other gum that went all over my face.
You need what?
That other gum that went all over my face.
Oh yeah, I think you had. I think that was your gum you had brought in that day. I think it was Hubba Bubba.
Oh yeah.
It was your own gum. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna go back to a book we have not read in a while because we've been busy.
No.
The Ling Injury News, and we're so close to being done. We have to finish this before
Well,
you stop coming.
This Wednesday.
This Wednesday we're not reading. We're only doing math fair.
Oh yeah, so Monday.
And then the last Wednesday. So we only have 3 more times that we're doing real.
Not that many. Monday.
We have
5 days.
no. We have 3. We have so we have today. Then Wednesday we're just doing the math fair, and then Monday we're doing work. But then Wednesday we're just doing author showcase, and then we have a Monday and a Wednesday. So we have 3 more times we'll be having like real sessions. You are gonna miss coming. Okay, so we're just gonna read one chapter to start with, and then we might go and read another chapter if we have time at the end. Censorship and computers equals no way. Chapter 18. We're looking for theme in this book too. This is just kind of a refresher chapter to remind us.
Next to Carl on the bus that Monday afternoon. He was quiet and so was Carl. Even after all the explanations, he still felt responsible for the whole mess, especially for what was going to happen, what was happening to Mr. Larson. There's a lot to think about. Joey broke the silence with a question, so you're going to keep publishing the paper anyway, right?
Kara's ponytail wagged as she shook her head. We can't, Joey. If we don't obey the rules, it will just make it harder for Mr. Larson. They were quiet again, looking out the windows on opposite sides of the bus for the next 2 stops. Then, as if a puppet master had rotated their heads at exactly the same moment, they faced each other and both started talking at once. But the letter said the Landry News, said Kara. It didn't say stop making all newspapers. I know, blurted Joey. As long as we don't make a newspaper at school or pass it out there, we can publish anything we want to, as long as it's true. Joey was practically shouting. And why? Because it's a free country. That's why.
Carl had a hold of Joey's arm, squeezing it, and her voice had gone up and talking. So you've got a computer, right? Yes, Joey. Joey nodded, and Carl went on, and you got a printer too? Joey nodded again, and said, it's not as big as the one at school, but it's a good one. And it even prints in color. We'll have to redesign everything for a smaller sheet size, but that's okay because it's a whole new paper anyway. Carl stayed on the bus and moved to Joey's back. Leanne and Alan and Ed joined the conversation. In 4 minutes, they had already taken an anonymous book on the new that Ed came up with. By the time he got off the bus and had begun to walk the last block, Joey sat the publishing committee and offered Kara landed the job of editor-in-chief for a brand new newspaper, The Guardian, and she accepted. Provided.
Oh, were you not done? Or did you want to stop there? Keep reading?
Yeah.
And she accepted.
Provided that the motto of the new paper could still be the same: truth and mercy.
Truth and mercy. Halfway through science class on Friday morning, Miss Cormier arrived with an invitation for Kara Landry. The principal wanted to talk to her. A few minutes later, Kara sat across the desk from Dr. Barnes. She was glad she had experience in these matters. Kara had observed quite a few angry school administrators, at least once a week for most of 4th grade. She had developed what she called the mad-o-meter. It was a scale from 1 to 10, where 1 equals mild tremor and 10 equals erupting volcano. Judging from the color of his face, the rate of his breathing, the flare of his nostrils, and the fact that both doors of his office were closed, Kara thought that Dr. Barnes was probably at about an 8. The steaming mudslide stage, she waited politely for Dr. Barnes to begin the conversation.
She slid a copy of The Guardian across the desk and turned it around so she could see it. The headline of the lead story was "Why the First Amendment is First." The article laid out the situation involving
I got it.
the Landry. Mr. Larson didn't elementary school and the Carleton school board. Dr. Barnes had to admit that it was a masterful piece of reporting. The story was honest, it was impartial, and it lived up to the newspaper's motto. Dr. Barnes cleared his throat and said, "What is your connection with this newspaper, Carl?" Carl disliked being treated like a baby.
The masthead of the newspaper was on the front page, as plain as the nose on Dr. Barnes's face, and his nose was very plain from where Carl was sitting. The masthead listed all the workers on the paper. All 23 kids in Mr. Larson's afternoon class had wanted their names in the masthead, and each one had done something to help get the Guardian pulled together in record time. Cara and Joey had gotten the idea on Monday afternoon, and the first edition had been ready to distribute today, Friday morning. Dr. Barnes was a tempting target, but Cara didn't get snippy, and she didn't get angry. She didn't even get sarcastic. She pointed meekly at the masthead. "It says what everyone does for the paper, right here in the masthead. I'm the editor-in-chief."
Dr. Barnes said, "I see. And weren't you the editor-in-chief of the Landry News as well?" Cara nodded. "Yes, until Mr. Larson told us we had to stop publishing it for a while." Cara already knew exactly where Dr. Barnes was headed with this. She did not want to suffer through a long, boring cat and mouse questions at him. Cara wanted to lay it out on the table, and she also wanted Dr. Barnes to know right away that she saw what he was up to. So before Dr. Barnes could ask, he had to call her. "You probably think that this newspaper is just the Landry News, only with a different name, but it's not, Dr. Barnes. First, the Landry News was written and assembled and produced during school hours on school property and using school equipment and supplies. The Guardian was written outside of school and was produced in a private home using privately owned equipment and supplies. Second, the Landry News was distributed.
Distributed. You know what that means? What does that mean?
Passed out.
Yeah, just passed out.
To students by other students during school hours on school property. Guardian is distributed by a group of kids to friends only privately owned property before or after school hours.
So what do you think she's saying by saying all of this?
That is completely different from the Landry
completely separate from school. And third, the Landry News was supervised by Mr. Larson, and from the second edition to the ninth and final edition, Mr. Larson saw every copy of it. The Guardian was thought up and created independently by only the friends listed here in the masthead, without adults being involved at all. Kara hadn't meant to push Dr. Barnes up toward the erupting volcano point, but the lava was starting to flow anyways. He glared at her and jabbed at the paper with his blunt index finger. "Young lady, do you mean to tell me that you did not intend to distribute these papers at school today? These papers are all over the school and all over the floors and all the buses." Kara said mildly, "We didn't bring a single paper to school. Honest, we have..." You're fine.
Oh, my bad, buddy. Sorry.
Okay.
You get from the students based on percentage points.
"We didn't bring a single paper to school, honest. We have friends at almost every bus stop, and we had our newspapers ready this morning, so we handed them out. We even made sure that we stayed in someone's yard instead of on the sidewalk, because the sidewalk is owned by the town, and when kids are waiting for the school bus there, it's like school property. In fact, we handed the papers to our friends. Where they took them, well, that wasn't up to us." Top.
Kara leaned forward and pointed at the little symbol Julia had added to the bottom of the front page. We even reminded to be sure to recycle the paper. Kara sat up straighter in her chair and said, "Hey, I know, next week we'll add. Please don't let her and see if that helps." Kara paused a minute, smiling absently at Dr. Barnes. Even his earlobes were red now. "Guess what?" said Kara. "What?" said Dr. Barnes almost in a whisper. "If you flip the paper down on the card, you can see it. Internet address. Isn't that cool?" But time next week, the Guardian will be online, and our internet edition won't use any paper at all. No litter. Isn't that great?
Oh, he's getting mad, isn't he? Dr. Barnes disliked displays of emotion, especially anger. It wasn't professional. So in an abnormally quiet voice, Dr. Barnes said, "Yes, that's a fine idea, Kara. Well then, please go out the front office now and ask Miss Cormier for a pass to your class, and close the door behind you, please." 2 minutes later, Kara left the office. Dr. Barnes' door was still shut. If it hadn't been against the rules, Kara Landry would have skipped down the hall all the way back to her science class. Okay, so we're going to stop with that chapter. And we're going to go back to theme. So I made this little sheet for us to do. So just like we did for the little engine that could, we're going to talk about the theme of the Landry News.
Like, why can't we do that little engine that could?
We did that one. So what do you think the theme of the Landry News is? You can flip through the book and see if there's any examples, because we're going to have page numbers to support our theme. And it doesn't have to be that chapter, too. You can go all the way back before it. We want the theme of the whole book, because we only have 2 chapters left.
There's not really a theme for this one.
There's a theme for every book. Okay, let's talk about the events that are happening in the book. What is Mr. Barnes, just in that chapter alone, what is Dr. Barnes trying to get Kara to stop doing?
Reporting news.
He tried to make them stop. He made them stop, right, when he wouldn't let her have the Landry News. And then again, he's trying to make her stop. But when he told her she couldn't have the Landry News, what did she do?
She started to make
A different one? And when he tried to tell her she couldn't have that one, what did she do? In his office, what was she doing?
Telling him that we're doing it outside of school.
So telling him all the reasons that she is going to do it? So what's that an example of? What did she keep doing? Persuading and by not giving up. Just like the little engine that could. Look. What did she do?
The first one, she tried to talk to him.
And she persevered. So could the theme of this book also be never give up?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know anything else that you could think of that might be the theme of the book? Nothing? Yeah. Okay, well, I want you to flip through it and find me 3 different page numbers. So the examples of Kara not giving up. So start at the beginning. You find 2, I'll find 1.
Okay.
Deal?
Since I have more, you get to write.
Okay, fine, I'll write. You find them, I'll write them. I'll do one of them. I've already got the one in my head right now. I just thought of one.
How do you find one?
I just thought about it. I have to find it, but I remember it.
The last page. Wait,
It's from the beginning of the book. The very, very beginning. Who was the first person who tried to make her stop writing the newspaper? Mr. Larson. Mr. Larson. So can we use that one?
Mm-hmm.
So we find the page number where Mr. Larson gets mad about that?
$13
Page.
is where the picture is about. 12.
So like 12 and 13.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be the first example. Okay, try and find another one.
Who's Dr. Barnes? It's not a mystery.
At Mr. Larson. And that affects Kara too, because that was just someone else trying to stop her.
I think I know
It's okay if we don't have the
the I
exact.
think I know. 54.
54? So around there. Okay? And then we just need one more. We can use the one that just happened. That was in chapter 18, so try and find that page number.
18?
Mm-hmm.
Chapter 18. Let's see. Wait, so we're pretty much in 19.
Yeah, we're on 19, so we want to know what happened in 18. Just happened. 109. And what's the text in there that supports the never get above thing? What was the idea? Who was trying to make her give up?
Dr. Barnes.
Dr. Barnes questioned Kira. Or Kara. But what'd she do?
Yeah, I gave up.
How did she show that she wasn't going to give up?
She made the Guardian.
And then when she was in Dr. Barnes' office, what did she do?
Trying to persuade.
Tried to persuade him with her answers. Okay. So, oh my gosh, stop doing that. My teacher's gonna watch this whole thing today, and he's gonna see you doing that. He's gonna say, look at that crazy boy. Okay, so, the sheet. We found the theme, and what's something that's important when we're finding the theme is making sure that you're not just making up a crazy thing. Because I could have wrote anything in this box. I could have said the theme is pizza and soda. But when you write the theme, so people know it's really the theme of this book, you have to make sure you have textual support. So now, since I did all of that writing, it's your turn to write.
But I wrote this. That's not good kid.
You're going to write it on the back. We can just write it on. Well, no, we need that sheet. We'll write it in here. Okay, so on this sheet, I want you to write and tell me what you think the theme of the Landry News is. And this is super easy to write because you already have a template.
Never
you.
give.
No, I want like a good paragraph, like the theme of the Landry News is.
I think the theme is.
I think it is this because. I think it is this because there needs to be 4 sentences.
What?
Yep.
Okay. I
Like
think
really good
this
sentences.
is.
Thank you. Can you put it on this side or the other side? I'll put it there.
This theme is period. Never give up.
No, not period.
I know.
Okay.
Give up. Because because
Why do we think that's the thing? Because Clara, even when she's faced with obstacles, she still kept writing her paper.
keeps writing. Writing her paper. Paper. Writing her paper, but people keep telling her to stop. I had my I had like a 46 science quiz today.
How'd you do? You don't know yet? Do you feel like you did good?
Mm-hmm.
I bet you did good.
But on the last one, I got 92.
So I bet you got like a 99 or something.
On the last one.
Okay, so we have, I think the theme.
I'll read it.
Okay.
I think the theme of this book is to never give up, because even though people keep telling Kari to stop writing, she keeps writing.
Wow, that's a lot of stuff. That's okay, don't tell them. So
She keeps writing her paper, even though people keep telling her to stop.
Okay, and if we want to bring in these examples, we could say, keep on the same page. So let's start with, for example. On page
12. On page 12. Mr. Larson tells start writing paper. Mr. Larson tells Kara to stop writing in English paper, but she keeps writing it anyway. But she anyway.
Okay, what about the second one? How are we going to start off that?
What? I'm bad at saying the right.
Okay, you can say it to me and then you can write it down. You can do this one or this one. We really don't have time to do. But
If Dr. Barnes getting back.
okay.
So, also, Dr. Barnes is getting mad at Mr. Larson for letting Carl write that mean stuff about another person.
Okay, so let's start with that. Also, on page 54.
Or Mr. Larson. Mr. Larson.
He has to stop the paper.
Mm-hmm. So Mr. Larson to stop the paper.
The paper. Period. Okay, so because of this, show the thing, never
it
give up.
affects Kara, which
Well, let's just say
leads to her.
creating the Guardian. So we could say Kara never gives up by creating a new newspaper. Okay?
After she already got told not to.
Good. Okay, let's write that one down.
Kara. Which is paper sheet. No. Another.
Okay. Awesome. So I'm gonna read it really quick.
No. Here.
To myself, you don't want to read it out loud.
Another one.
Okay, I just gotta have to read it out loud for the video.
No.
I think the thing is never give
Why
up
is it
because Kara
sticky?
keeps the Sour Patch Kids. Kara keeps writing her paper, but people keep telling her to stop. For example, on page 12, Mr. Larson tells Kara to stop writing the newspaper, but she keeps writing anyway. Also on page 54, Dr. Barnes tells Mr. Larson to stop the paper. Even though Kara has to stop writing the newspaper, she writes another one. Awesome. So how would we include this last sentence? You can just tell me that. We don't have to write it.
Wait, which one?
It's the last example.
After Dr. Barnes gets like really mad and tells Kara to stop, but then she tries to persuade him to like not take it away since they're doing the Guardian like not like out of school.
Awesome. So today you wrote a paper on the theme of the Landry News using what? What would we call this?
Graph? Wait, no, chart.
Oh, this is a chart, but the things you wrote and the page numbers would be textual evidence.
Evidence.
Yeah.
Evidence.
So in anything you write about a book, anything we've written so far about a book, we've included textual evidence. So when we did the character analysis and I traced you on the chart, and we did the paragraph after that, and we used textual evidence in that. So we used textual evidence today for theme, and then not Wednesday, but next time I see you on Monday, we're going to use textual evidence for inference. Do you know anything about inference?
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be easy, and we'll make a puzzle.